Hey, what's up guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we have the performance review on the Jordan CP3.IX. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get right into it. Alright guys, so as usual, we'll start off at the bottom of the shoe. Always go with the traction first. And basically, to sum it up in one simple word, awesome sauce. Yeah, this shit's dope. I had no issues with these whatsoever. Clean cords, dusty cords, didn't really matter. I just thought that this stuff was great. It's multi-directional herringbone, so again, no complaints whatsoever. There's those little chevron things right here, and those things grip to the floor like glue. This is a glow-in-the-dark outsole, and it didn't even matter. I'm not sure if that would affect the performance or not, but you know, different rubber compounds and so on and so forth. It's always a possibility. But these guys, you're gonna be good to go. The only drawback, not to me personally, but to some of you guys, especially you outdoor hoopers, this rubber's really soft. So if you're looking for something that's gonna like really last you a long time, this might not be that shoe. But if you're looking for something that grips like hell indoors, this is gonna be that go-to for you. Now, cushion on these things, I was really excited for. Basically, you have this segmented zoom unit, which we've seen before in certain models, the Air Jordan 14, the Air Jordan 2012, and basically this articulated zoom unit at one point in time used to feel really great. And being bottom loaded like this and kind of protruding out, I thought that this was going to be similar to a flight speed system or the flight plate system, and it's totally not. This cushion pretty much is ass. No matter how much I played in these things, it just kind of felt like I had a bunch of little bumps underneath my foot. It wasn't comfortable to me. I couldn't feel any spring back, responsiveness. I didn't even feel this stuff sinking in at all, and so this is just not my favorite setup. I really like what they've done previously, like the CP3.8 used 4-foot zoom, and I thought that was dope. The CP3.7 used a small Met bag right here, and I thought that that was dope. But this stuff, I can't get down with it, man. Like, the cushion to me was such a letdown that I just was very, very disappointed with this, because I usually really enjoy the cushion in the CP3 models. Especially being a guard myself, I just really find this to be a super comfortable shoe most of the time, but this year it just wasn't the case. Now, there is nothing in the heel. All it is Phylon. These lines mean absolutely nothing. It's just design. It's not lunar or anything like that. So if you're looking for something in the heel, look somewhere else, because this isn't going to have that for you. Heel to toe transition though, very smooth. You can see that dip right there. So if you do happen to hit with your heel, all you're going to do is roll into that 4-foot. It's not slappy or anything like that. And it feels real comfortable in that sense. But as far as actual cushion is concerned, come on, man. Like, we could do better than this. I've felt it before. We can totally do better than this. The materials, on the other hand, are my second favorite aspect of this shoe. Traction being the first, of course. And these guys here use what they used on last year's CP3.8 AE model, meaning the playoff edition. So ignoring all of this really crappy synthetic up here that they made to look like leather, we predominantly have all of this foam and textile mesh along the upper, and that stuff feels awesome. Surprisingly, it's supportive. Again, I played in something real similar last year with the CP3.8 AE. It's very similar to the collar area of the original Hyper Rev, so if you're used to something like that, then this is going to be something that you're already accustomed to, and I personally, again, really like it. It's not too soft to the point to where you feel like you're wearing nothing, but it's also not too rigid to the point to where you're like, man, this is gonna suck for a few weeks until these really start breaking in. As usual, mesh on the shoe, you know, not gonna be the most durable option, but this is not supposed to be made for durability. It's literally made for comfort and support, and that's exactly what it gives you, and so that's exactly what you'll receive. Now, these guys fit true to size, so whatever you normally wear, that's what I would go with. Wide footers, you know, I don't know. You're gonna have to try them on. I don't have a wide foot, so I can't speak for you. Now, people with high arches, I don't have a high arch. I have a normal arch, but I know for a fact that you're not gonna like this shit, because I didn't, and that's this lacing system. Now, all of these little lace loops here are attached to these little, what they call bungees, but they're not bungees at all. It's just like nylon and stuff. It's not, it doesn't stretch or bungee the way that a bungee would or should. And what ends up happening is when you go to tighten up the lace loop, you can see that it moves that bungee, and so it really straps you down. Really cool feature in general, because these things act like seatbelts, like literally. So when you tie those laces, it's just locking you in, both from the side, because those things are built into the footbed, and from the top, so you're not going nowhere. But this top one right here killed my feet like crazy. It hit some sort of nerve or vein or something like that, to where it would literally kill my legs. Made my legs feel like they were carrying dead weight around. And I couldn't get this thing to loosen up at all, because it's a no stretch material, aka not a bungee, even though you called it a bungee. Not cool, guys. Now, other than that, if you happen to have maybe a low arch, I don't even know if that's a real thing, or you just try them on and you're like, man, this fit is awesome. You know, it is going to provide one hell of a lockdown fit for you from heel to forefoot, you're gonna be good to go. But me personally, I couldn't stand this thing, and you know, I don't know what it was. Again, I don't have a high arch or anything. My feet are normal, but that thing killed my feet. And normally I would just cut it out, you know what I'm saying, and just use the little perforations that are in the synthetic up here as lace holes. But I bought these without, you know, the thought of actually keeping them. I knew that I was gonna wear test these, performance review them, and then give them away. So I didn't want to ruin the shoe for the next person. Otherwise I would have cut that and, you know, not had an issue whatsoever. So if you do buy these and this happens to be an issue for you, you can actually, you know, cut this out and then just use the holes that are in the synthetic there as lace loops. But again, really great fit, with the one exception of that just really killed my feet personally. Now, as far as support is concerned, most of that's taken care of because of that awesome lockdown, and so you shouldn't have any real problems. Everything else though is pretty basic. You got that little torsional plate right here. I thought that this was a flight plate, like an extension all the way through here to activate the zoom, but it's just this little tiny red bar in there. That's all it is. And then you don't have like a crazy outrigger or anything like that, but you do sit kind of in the shoe to where this extends past, so you're nice and stable. You're cradled within the midsole. I really love how it feels. I had zero support issues whatsoever, and I don't think that anybody else will either, just because it's a solid shoe overall. So again, my real main complaint here is the lack of cushion and that one top bungee thing. If I was planning on keeping these again, I would have just modified them a little bit and been good to go, but the cushion really kills the shoe for me, because I've been used to like some really dope stuff coming from the CP3 line. The 6 and the 7 probably are my favorites, and to me this guy right here just felt like a downgrade in comparison to those two. I really like the Podulite or Podulon setup, and I was not a fan of this really cheap zoom that they keep using in like every single shoe over at Nike. I don't know what's going on, but I've literally lived long enough to be able to feel original zoom and then the zoom that they've used in all of its transitional stages up until now, including unlock zoom, and a lot of this stuff is just subpar. So I don't know what happened between, you know, 1995 and 2015, but whatever happened sucks. But it's not a total loss, because if you like that kind of cushion, then these shoes might be good for you. But again, positive notes: traction is straight beastly, materials are awesome, and the fit and lockdown is some of the best features on this thing. So that'll pretty much take care of it. Hopefully you guys you know, enjoy the review and everything, and if you've played in these guys, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So until next time guys, have a good one.